brakes. Leclerc has that inside line. Perez goes off the track. Comes the chicane. Off goes Leclerc. Through goes Hamilton. Unbelievable stuff. On the brakes. Leclerc has that inside line. Perez goes off the track. Comes the chicane. Off.
This is Solo P1. Welcome to the Bahrain Grand Prix. This is the weekend review. So, I'm going to bring in my co-Q's, my partner in crime, Toto Abba. How's it going, Toto? Yeah. Well,
it's going well, man. It's going well. Just been, catching up on the Formula One, but just been over chilling, really. Things are going well at the moment, and
yeah. So basically, weekend's done. I know there's a lot of holidays for people out there, so I'm noticing getting a lot more followers, subscribers. Holiday season, Easter season in the UK. Big up to the man, then big up to the woman, then as always. This is the Bahrain GP weekend review. So overall, I thought it was a decent Grand Prix. At least there's overtakes, not like Suzuka.
A lot of overtakes, yeah.
Not like Suzuka, and I knew that would happen anyway. Suzuka 20 or 15 years ago was a brilliant track because the cars were a lot smaller, didn't have the ground effect, so you could really overtake in Suzuka. But now with these new cars, it's very hard to overtake. So it is what it is. But the Bahrain Grand Prix, I enjoyed it. Practice session was good.
Yeah, man.
At the beginning of the weekend, there was like people going around saying there's mind games between Max Verstappen and Lando Norris. That's the media for you. Basically, all what Max Verstappen said is, if I was in that car, the McLaren car, when I was at Suzuka, I would have won the race. And basically, they spoke to Lando. Lando basically said back, it is what it is. Everybody thinks they're the best. He's good at, he's better at certain things, and him and Oscar are also better at certain things. He said he would invite Max Verstappen. It's probably banter. He said he would invite Max Verstappen to the McLaren garage, and have a big smile on his face when he fails. And then basically the media interpreted that as that Lando Norris is rattled. I don't think Lando Norris was rattled at all. He was just responding to a friend. But it is what it is, isn't it? It's like, this is what you're going to get now. This is Formula One. This is where it starts. This is the money end. We're starting to see the clear winner, the clear fastest car, which is McLaren. I'm proud of George Russell getting involved. Always there about George Russell. Big up to George Russell, always doing his thing in the McLaren. I'm starting to see Antonetti as well, showing some speed in the car. And he's looking good, man. He's looking good for this season ahead. Can Ferrari pick up? But we'll talk about that after. Can Ferrari pick up their speed? Can they do something? I don't know.
Ferrari actually looked good.
Go ahead.
Ferrari actually looked good. Thought, not so much. He was a bit quiet in the practice. In the qualifying, Hamilton didn't really get hold of the car. Leclerc got most of it in qualifying. He finished second, didn't he? In qualifying. So in qualifying, Leclerc did well. But regarding
Russell really got second,
weekend,
but he got demoted a place down because of that.
So where's Leclerc now? Second.
Leclerc he started second on the grid, but in actually qualifying, Russell comes second. But they demoted him back to third place because something to do with the that when he come out of the pit, he left too early or something. But we'll get into that later anyway. But yeah, I know what you're saying. I thought Leclerc looked good in it. I'm not sure about Hamilton.
I thought Lewis did well in the Ferrari.
I thought the only time I saw Lewis do good in the Ferrari is when they put the medium tires on.
Exactly, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, go ahead.
And apparently it was like a setting issue they had in their car. I think Leclerc had a little bit of a braking issue, and then they changed some of the settings in the car, I think with differential or something like that.
Yeah.
And they started to go away quicker. And this race, the hard tyres weren't really a good tyre because since it's a bit colder and the altitude isn't really high, the hard tyres isn't really suited. It's more suited for the medium tyres because, of course, as you all know, the softer tyres, it's less time to warm up. So the medium tyres are perfect for this track. and a switch of tyres and whatever changes setting they had, because Leclerc had braking issues in that race, and they changed some from the settings. Lewis looked better on the medium tyres.
Yeah.
And
We got one here.
they started to gain a lot of positions, and I was thinking, yeah, they made the mandatory pit stop from hard tyres to medium. I think the hard tyre was absolutely terrible tyre. When you think about it, if you want to start on the hard tyre, that's actually a good idea.
Terrible.
It was actually it could have been a good idea, as we saw, because harder tyre, it's slower to warm up, but when they went for the mandatory pit stop, they were on the softer tyre.
Yeah.
So they were on fresher and faster tyres. Yeah, it might not benefit them in the long run because the hard tyres will last more, but not necessarily, because the hard tyres isn't really good here, and it will sacrifice a lot of pace.
Especially when the temperature drops in the evening, when the evening comes in.
So the medium tyres are perfect, and that's what Ferrari.
I think the medium tyres, I think the hard tyres are good, maybe in the daytime when they was testing them in the practice sessions, because it was in the day and it was hot, the track was hot. So when you got the hard tyres, they tend to grip more to the track when it's a hot weather. But regarding the nighttime, obviously when the nighttime comes, it's really cold. So the worst tyres they ever put on is the hard tyres. So yeah, tyres has got a lot. People think the tyres ain't got a lot to do with winning races. It has, Tyres is really important. This is why they're always changing the tyres every year. And they keep, Pirelli, they keep looking at the tyre depth and the grip and stuff like that. But yeah, man, I thought Leclerc looked good in Q. Let's start with Q1. Practice session, it is what it is with practice session. We know how it goes in practice sessions. You'll have Gasly number 1 in practice, and then when he gets to qualifying, it'll be number 8 or 9. So let's move on to the qualifying session. I thought Max goes first in the Q1. So I think people talking about people saying that Lando's rattled. I think Max is rattled because Max knows, that he's got a slower car to Lando Norris. Now, if you had the fastest car, Toto, and you know you're the fastest car on the grid, why would you be rattled?
Oh, no.
It doesn't make sense, does it?
He's not used to that because, these last couple of years, he's been used to challenging for titles, and the FIA always by his side, always getting what he wants.
Yeah.
And now at the moment, he's probably got the best car at the Red Bulls, but if you compare to other cars, like Mercedes, for example, he's looking absolutely amazing, especially this weekend. Mercedes looked absolutely amazing this weekend, outdoing the Red Bulls. So it was a bit of the Ferraris. Even Gasly finished ahead of him as well. The Alpines. Alpines.
Gasly was the surprise of the weekend, I reckon.
Alpines, whatever you want to call it, finish ahead and actually look better than the Red Bulls this weekend. Yeah. So I wouldn't say overall, I thought Gasly looked better than the Red Bull this weekend. I don't know about Jack Doohan, because Jack Doohan's a rookie and he's still got time to get used to the car. But Alpine had a really, really good weekend, and he just sees that next season, when the relegations change, Red Bull won't be as good because this is his final year.
True that.
And it's going to go back to the Red Bull power unit. So
no, there's no Red Bull. That's it. You're right. Yeah, the Red Bull power unit.
They're going to have their own power unit,
and which is still in the testing stage, so it's not going to be as fast as Ferrari and Mercedes.
And that will take years.
Oh yeah, definitely. But that's what they want to do with it. The stick of Christian Horner saying he don't really like relying on other manufacturers. If Red Bull, he's willing to take the hit. He's willing to take the hit for a couple of years if he knows he can get a good engine in the next 4 or 5 years. You get me? So he's willing to sacrifice that, but he knows once he gets there, he won't have to rely on other manufacturers. You get me? He'll have his own manufacturer. So we'll see what happens. But Q1, Max Verstappen came out first, aggressive, went wide immediately. He started moaning on the radio, saying the car doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel right. He keeps going wide, no grip. That was him. That was at Q1. At the end of Q1, Norris was the fastest, showing his true speed and his pace. Didn't really show much in practice session, really, especially 1 and 2, because I think he was still testing his tyres. But where it matters, what do McLaren do when it matters? They turn up. And he turned up at the end of Q1. Fastest was Norris, then it was Piastri, then it was Leclerc. Just like you said before, what you said, Ferrari was doing good, especially Leclerc in qualifying. Totally agree with you there, Toto. Q2, Ocon came out. There was a bit of an incident on the track. He smashed the back of his car. I think it was the back of his car, Ocon. So that brought out, that was a bit of a delay during Q2. So they had to stop the session for a little bit. And by this time, they were saying that the two Mercedes are under review because they came out the pits early. I think it was a bit too early. They came out the pits. So they was under investigation by the FIA. Lewis comes out, does a decent time in Q2, showing a bit of pace. The most pace really done during the weekend, Lewis Hamilton. Yeah. So what do you think at this stage? Ocon smashes his car up. The two Mercedes are under investigation for impediment in the pits, and Lewis is showing a little bit of pace by Q2. So what's your thoughts on this, bro?
No, I just don't. Yeah, Lewis showed a little bit of pace in Q2, but overall, you weren't really getting used to that car. And these past races, Lewis Hamilton hasn't really got that fully used to the car. And it's understandable. Your new team, new environment. We all know this. And Leclerc will most likely get the better of him.
Yeah, of course.
Like Hamilton and Suzuka, for an example, was great because it's one of his good tracks.
Yeah.
And, but Bahrain is not really one of his diamond tracks.
No.
Like you will see Lewis thrives more in tracks like Silverstone, for an example. You'll see him thrive there.
Let's face it, the majority of the calendar, Lewis wins all the races. If you go to majority of tracks, are China, Australia,
China as well.
USA, Silverstone, Suzuka. There's a few more. Hungary. There's loads of tracks where Lewis excels in, but like you just said, Lewis Hamilton is taking a while to get used to the car. It's understandable. You remember, he's been with a power unit with Mercedes all his career. He came into Mercedes. He came into a McLaren. It was a Mercedes engine. Then he went straight to Mercedes engine. So he's just getting used to this Ferrari engine. And we know, as fans, we know that Lewis Hamilton, the GOAT, will eventually get to grips with the car. And when he gets to grips with the car, that'll be it. But the only thing with Lewis Hamilton is, once he gets grips to the car, when next season starts, new regulations change. And that might favour Ferrari because it's all about the power unit next year. So let's go straight into the qualifying. So the end of the qualifying sessions, it was at top. The top was Piastri. Your pick, boy. Your pick. What did you say before the weekend started about Piastri?
Yeah, I thought Piastri was gonna, win this weekend.
Yeah.
And practice one, he didn't really get a good position. I think he got 10th, 11th place, something like that. I don't know.
But
in practice 2 and 3,
now I'm on qualifying.
But practice 2 and 3, he looked good all weekend.
Yeah.
Getting first in practice 2, practice 3, and his quali sims looked really, really well.
Yeah.
For Piastri, and qualifying, getting top, and it weren't really like a blowout, but I always thought Piastri had that race pace in him. Because you know how good Piastri is in the race. Usually with Norris, he usually makes a bit of mistakes in this race, but with Piastri, he was flawless. Got the strategy right. I think he went for a one-stopper, or I think it was the one-stopper for Piastri. I don't know. But yeah, two-stopper. So
we're just on the qualifying now.
It was a really, really fast car. But yeah, qualifying, it looked really, really good.
Right.
His time Russell was close to his time. But Piastri,
do you know the times of the weekend? I can
weekend,
say, mate, if you want me to say, mate.
Yeah,
the times that Oscar Piastri got a 1:31.3. Second was George Russell with a white 1:31.4. Charles Leclerc 1:31.4. So basically, Russell and Charles are close in times. But the only thing with Russell got demoted down to the third place, one place down because the impediment, him and Antonelli impediment in the pits when it was coming out for qualifying. So the overall, Piastri first, second George Russell, third Charles Leclerc, fourth Antonelli, fifth Pierre Gasly, sixth Lando Norris. So Lando Norris wasn't really good in that session. I don't know why he didn't nail it. He was talking about when he went into turn 3. He said the grip wasn't there in the tyres. And a lot of, to be fair to Lando Norris, a lot of drivers were saying that there weren't so much grip in the tyres and they were losing time. So Lando Norris is 6th place, 7th place is Max Verstappen, 8th place Carlos Sainz, 9th place Lewis Hamilton, 10th place Yuki Tsunoda, 11th place Jack Doohan, 12th Isaac Hadjar, 13th Fernando Alonso, 14th Ocon, 15th Albon, 16th Hockenberg, 17th Liam Lawson, 18th Gabriel Bartatelli, 19th Lance Stroll, and 20th Oliver Beerman. Shame for Beerman, but the race, the starting grid was slightly different. Instead of having George Russell second, Charles jumped from 3rd to 2nd because of that penalty you got, and Kimi Antonelli went from 4th to 5th. So Pierre Gasly took his place in 4th place. So yeah, let's go straight into the race then. Lights out. Have you got the race? You want to start with the race? Lights out of the way we go. Brilliant start from Lando Norris from 6th place to 3rd.
Start, yeah.
Absolutely outstanding. What did you think of his start? Hungry.
Yeah, it was a great start, considering not really a great qualifying.
Oh, 6th place he started.
From 6th place all the way to 3rd, absolutely good. He was already in the battle there with Russell, and also challenging for the lead. But yeah, it was an amazing start. It's exactly what he needed. He didn't want to get caught up in the pack. He didn't really want to get caught up in all that, but just made the overtakes at the right time.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was an amazing start.
Absolutely amazing start by Lando Norris. Yeah, brilliant start by Lando Norris.
So was Russell as well. Kept his position all through the
that's what I'm about to say. Brilliant start from Lando Norris from 6th to 3rd, who started 2nd on the grid. Russell got a good start as well. He went to 3rd place, so basically he got his original spot back more or less. Lando, they were saying Lando might have a penalty when he passed. I forgot who he passed now. They were saying he was going to have a penalty. Yeah, Lando, they said on the radio that he had to give now that was further on in the race, but they said that Lando had a penalty. There's a potential penalty. But when they looked on the radio and the FIA, they said, no, it's fine. So he carried on. Ferrari was struggled on the medium tires on lap 7. The Ferrari, at the beginning, they looked slow. And I wasn't really convinced of Lewis Hamilton's pace. I think Leclerc's pace looked good, but Lewis Hamilton's pace did not look good, not in my opinion. Lap 8, Lando 5-second time penalty. So that penalty that he was overtaking, he got a 5-second time penalty. I think when he passed Lewis, I think he passed Lewis. So we got a 5-second time penalty. And his engineer, what did his engineer say to him again?
For Lando.
Yeah, when he had to give this.
He was out of the position of the grid box.
That's it, yeah. So we got the 5-second time penalty. And who found it? Who informed?
Verstappen.
There you go. Max Verstappen informed and said, look, you're getting a 5-second time penalty. And I'm not sure why he done this, because he was on the grid and it's like he was on the line first, and then Lando Norris kind of pushed the foot down on the accelerator a little bit and stopped, and he jolted forward, and that was it. Then you can't reverse back. So it was immediate penalty. He gave him a 5-second time penalty. So lap 10, Lewis passes Sainz. Absolutely amazing pass. Then Sainz passed him back. Then Lewis got it back again. And then while them two was battling, Tsunoda took advantage. Absolutely amazing pass by Tsunoda, by the way. When Lewis passed Sainz and it was like on the left-hand side, Tsunoda went straight through the middle. Brilliant pass by Tsunoda. Took advantage of the Sainz pass where Lewis passed him. Lap 11, Lando serves his 5-second time penalty. He comes in, and what I thought was weird, when he came in, who came in with him? Gasly and Max Verstappen at the same time as Lando. And when they came in, what happened? Did it Max get a delay?
Got a delay
yeah, what was the delay again, bro?
Basically, it was a malfunction with the with the light thing where it usually goes from yellow to green.
Yeah.
And there was a malfunction with it.
Was you smiling?
Mate, I was absolutely loving it. I was loving it. I was last. I don't know why he went in. I do not know why he went in,
because he had so much grip left on his tires, and because Lando was serving a 5-second time penalty. Yeah, he came in and then Lando got out before him,
and he lost track position.
Yeah, so
it was to Gasly and Lando.
So it looked. I'm not sure if the Red Bull team was drinking the night before, or I don't know what happened, what the strategy was saying, But that was weird for me to see Red Bull do that. Red Bull don't usually make mistakes like that, you know. When it comes to stuff like that, they're usually on it. But this is what happens when you ain't got the fastest car. The pressure gets to you. You saw it with Mercedes. You saw it with McLaren's back in the day, and Williams as well. When you're the fastest car, you're out in front, no problem. But when you're not the fastest car, that's when you're going to see who your strategy goes out the window, innit? Sometimes you got to think outside the box. So Ferrari struggled, like I said. Lando pitched 5 seconds time on lap 15. Piastri pitched, put the medium tyres on, 2.1 seconds. By this time, Piastri was in charge, really, innit, of the race. Piastri, no problem, showing his true skill. What do you think of Piastri, how he's coming on, Toto?
Piastri's doing well, man. I thought he's always had a call head from last season's always had a call head, like regarding team orders when there was all that. I know I'm going in the last year.
He's got a head like an old man, isn't it?
Yeah, he's like regarding all the team orders.
He don't crack under pressure.
Yeah, I don't mind helping Lando win the title, and that's that's a good second driver to have. But I think this season, not this year, he's challenged for the title. Yes, I want Lando to win. I'm always going to back the British man over, Yeah. But Lando Norris has got to pull his socks up and start being more consistent with results. In my opinion, finishing third, losing points again to Piastri. Yeah, Norris is still leading the title, but he's losing more points at the end of the day. I'm glad that he finished ahead of Verstappen by three positions. So that's good. He's getting more points than Verstappen, but it's not necessarily Verstappen he needs to watch out for, because that Red Bull is not the car as it used to be.
No, not at all. Nowhere near. It's very. You can see that Max Verstappen. Sorry for cutting him, but you can see that Max Verstappen is struggling with that car.
It's a night and day difference from last year.
Yeah.
And yeah, Norris will have to look out for Piastri, because that could be his title contender.
That is but you said it right there, Toto, exactly. I don't think he needs to look at Max Verstappen now. I think he needs to look at his teammate, and I think he knows that now. He's an intelligent guy. He's not stupid. He's not really looking at Max. Max is just trying to stick his big head in there and think he's got the car, but he hasn't. We all know that the battle is going to be between, at the moment, the way we look at the moment, we all know the battle is going to be between the two McLarens. This is like 2014 all over again, and 15. Lewis versus Rosberg. Exactly the same thing. Two teammates, got the two fastest car, and then whoever wins the world title out of them two, innit? So it's going to be a battle. It's going to start getting interesting. We're not really seeing the hatred between them at the moment, because it's still early. As soon as they start getting like halfway past the season and they start looking at that world title, that's when you're going to see, they're crashing into and things like that. Man's getting run off the track, because it's always everybody's friends in Formula One until they go for a title. You get me?
Yeah.
Especially teammates. What's the first thing you want to do as a driver when you come to a team? What's the who's the first person you want to beat? Your teammate. Exactly.
You got to beat your teammate. Huh?
Exactly. So it's lap 18, double stack Ferrari coming. What did you think of this strategy? I think it was a silly move, because the double stack, in my opinion, favoured Charles over Lewis, because they were in front, because everybody pitted by then, the two Ferraris in front, innit? They double stacked them. Leclerc came out, and then when Lewis came out, there was about 4 or 5 cars between them. So for me, I think this double stack killed Lewis's race, in my opinion. What do you think?
Yeah, it was. He lost a lot of track position. Yeah, Leclerc, like you just said, the best of it, but he did lose a lot of track position. At the end of the day, he still finished 5th anyway, just behind Leclerc.
Yeah.
But that really, lowered his race down. And considering he was back on the hard tyre, was he on the hard tyres then? Was his second stop or his first stop?
I think this was their first stop, because they stayed out, didn't they? This is lap 18 now, so this was their first stop. I think when they come out, I think they remember when the race started, it was Lewis was on the medium tyres. So I think when they pitted this time, they came out on the hard tyres, and Lewis didn't like him, innit? So lap 22, after lap 18, the double stack. Also at the same time, Max was moaning about the grip of the hard tyres, because he pitted at lap 15, and after 3 laps, he wanted the tyres the tyres off his car, but obviously he can't do that. So Lap 22, Lewis passes Max easy, which was very brilliant. I could have had a party right there and then in my living room. Watching Lewis pass Max Verstappen, very easy lap 22. I don't know, you was enjoying it as well. Lap 24, 6 lap old tyres, Leclerc, doing all right. Lando, lap 13, his tyres were 13 old. Leclerc at this time was catching Lando. Lando's grip
was doing well, man.
Yeah, Lando's grip was going in his tyres. I'm not sure if Lando had the hard tyres on. I think he might have put the hard tyres on. Lando Norris at this point. And he was losing grip. Charles Leclerc had his tyres were perfect. They were like, obviously they were newer. And nothing Lando could do. Lando didn't really fight it when Leclerc passed him. He just looked at him and said, you know what, we'll live to fight another day. I'll catch you down the road. Lap 24. Hamilton passes Charles. When Charles passed Leclerc, Hamilton passed Thing at the same time. I forgot who he passed now, but he passed Ocon. So as soon as Lewis passed Ocon, Leclerc passed Lando at the same time, which was weird. So Max pitted again. I think he put on the medium tires this time because he didn't like the tires he was on, letting everybody know about it. He's allowed to moan, by the way. It's funny.
Who put on the medium tires?
I think Max put the medium tires towards the end. He put it was a delay, by the way. He came in it was lap 27. He came in, it was a 6.2 delay. The delay happened not when the double stack, by the way. You know when Norris came in for the 5-second time penalty? The delay wasn't then. The delay was at lap 27. He came in, he was 6.2 seconds delay, front wheel. Remember when the front wheel, they couldn't put the front wheel on properly?
Oh, yeah.
So what did you think at this time when there was the actual delay at lap 27 with Max Verstappen?
Verstappen got the front wheel as well, yeah. The front wheel was a bit slow, and then they had the same malfunction again. Yeah. I think that's when Red Bull did a kind of a double stack. I don't think they've done a double stack.
Verstappen
pitted, then Tsunoda pitted. I think the lap after.
Yeah, the lap after.
They still had the same malfunction with the screen.
Yeah.
Considering the front rear being stuck as well, Red Bull being this so-called good pit crew, didn't have the best of days this weekend. And plus the malfunction as well came into play. So yeah, well,
that was Max's second pit then, lap 27, and I think that was the second pit.
Yeah, that really lost him some track position,
which I was happy about. Lap 33, safety car, everyone came out. This is where I think the safety car favoured Max Verstappen, because when Max Verstappen came in lap 37, he came out last. He was last on the grid. Lap 33, I think he only gained about 2 positions by this time. He weren't scoring no points. All of a sudden, a safety car comes out. A safety car helps Max Verstappen. Wouldn't you figure? That a safety car.
Piastri was right by the pit lane.
Yeah, but he helped Max Verstappen as well, because Max Verstappen didn't need to pit, because he pitted at lap 27. Safety car come out at lap 33. Everybody started rolling in. Max stayed out. A couple others stayed out. I think Russell stayed out. But Max didn't need to come in because he had his fresh tyres still. So Max Verstappen went from 3rd to last to 8th or 9th on the grid. So that helped Max Verstappen anyway. By this point, you think, Max is still not going to beat Lando. Lando's got the car to do it. I can't see Max Verstappen even gaining anywhere near Lando. The safety car resumes. Lewis passes Lando, then Lando, and then this is where it all came. This is where it was got a bit interesting. Lando passed Lewis, but Lewis came out on the radio and said he went off the track, and it was clear to see. Did you think he went off the track, Toto? For me, I thought he did. This was after when the safety car resumed.
Yeah, was it Lando?
Lando passed Lewis, but he went off the track to do it.
Yeah, I thought he went off the track, in my opinion.
Yeah.
He could argue that he didn't really have enough space, but he should have backed it in the end of the day with Hamilton's corner. He got the apex first.
Yeah.
Lando in the day with 4 wheels off the track, and he used that to his advantage to cut across Lewis. Didn't cut across him, but he used that advantage to get
a bit like Max Verstappen in 2021 in Bahrain against Lewis Hamilton when he passed Lewis and he had to give the spot back, innit?
It was the right decision by Lando, who was smart.
He gave it back straight away before the stewards came in, because if he would have left it a lap late, they would have gave him a penalty.
Yeah, true.
But Waniak, man, big up to Waniak. I'm sorry, I've been looking at the chat, but big up to Waniak. Welcome to the room. One that says great season overall so far, but we need to sort out the tire situation, in my opinion. Yeah. He also said, would you guys want Pirelli to introduce a super soft tire? It would be it'd make the race or sprints better. Yeah. Or even an ultra soft. Remember the ultra soft? Remember the ultra soft, Toto?
I remember the hyper.
The hyper soft as well. Yeah. Definitely. I think when it comes to the sprint race, they need to make the tires a little bit faster. Ultra soft or super soft. I'm with that one. So let's get back to the review. So eventually Lando Norris gave the spot back, so that obviously he's not going to get a penalty. Sainz got a penalty for forcing someone off the track. I forgot who he forced off the track. I think Sainz got about 2 penalties in this race at this point. Weird. Norris locks up chasing Leclerc. This is where I was getting a bit frustrated towards the end. Norris was chasing Leclerc. You can take it from here, Toto. With Norris, how many? Norris was chasing Leclerc.
Oh yeah, that was an amazing battle.
Yeah,
absolutely amazing battle. I was just constantly shouting on the telly, go inside, but Leclerc always had it covered. That sometimes the space was open and Lando decided to go the long way around.
Yeah.
I think it was like a 5-6 lap battle. It was a really good battle. I think one of the best battles in the race, actually, if not the best battle of the whole race. But yeah, it was an absolutely amazing battle between Norris and Leclerc. Finally got it done to get third. Got more points on the board.
Went too fair, I know. But do you think that at this time, do you think that Lando, this is where Lando's race was lost? Because he spent a long time behind Leclerc.
Yeah, he could have catched up to Piastri, but
he was chasing Leclerc for at least
lead.
8 laps, you know.
Yeah,
at
true.
least 8 laps. So by the time he got to George was hanging by a thread. George had nothing left. George Russell's electric dashboard and his electronics would look like there was like a hangman. It was going from up to down on the screen. Did you see? George Russell's name, his name on the dashboard on the screen, the Sky screen. Did you see? Where his name went from first to second to 10th, and then his dashboard stopped working because his engineer said to George Russell, "George, your dashboard's not working." And there's George. That's not a bad thing, is it? That's not a bad thing, like cracking a joke. So I think this is where Lando's race was lost regarding second. Because I think Lando, if Lando would have cleared Charles Leclerc, quick enough, he would have got George no problem because George was hanging by a thread. But the fact that he was behind Leclerc for 10 laps, he should have cleared Leclerc a long time ago. He was trying to pass Leclerc for 10 laps, and Leclerc kept saving his energy, harnessing their energy when he got to the DRS zone because Leclerc knew he never had DRS. He knew he didn't have DRS. So what happened was he was deploying his energy on the DRS zone so Lando couldn't get close to him. But Lando, with the car he's got, he should have passed him, in my opinion, Toto. I don't know what you think, but I think he should have passed Leclerc a lot sooner because for me, that crushed his race.
Yeah, his exits weren't good enough. Sometimes he's a bit far away to Leclerc. He did capitalise on the Leclerc mistake when Leclerc went wide.
Yeah.
But he should have passed him a lot earlier. That he could have potentially catched Russell, because Russell, like he said, he was on his last legs. So he could have catched up Russell, but he's maybe towards the end it could have been a last lap battle for second. But he locked
up as well. He did lock up. Remember on that turn one. He locked up as well.
He made mistakes.
That scalded his tyres a little bit like Imola last year when he was chasing Max Verstappen, when he locked up, went over the chicane when he shouldn't have. Little stuff like that he needs to iron out of his game. He needs to iron out of his game. And once he does that, he'll be the complete driver. Lando still makes them little mistakes. He needs to get that out of his system because there's a chance now he can win the title. It's a realistic chance now. Right? It's between him and Oscar at the moment. Unless Ferrari turn it around, it's between them two. You get me? And he needs to iron that stuff out of his game. He's just going to get done. Lap 49, Lando nearly passes Leclerc, still chasing him. And eventually at lap 52, Lando passes him. Lap 52, he finally passes him. So we was chasing him for maybe longer than 10 laps. Then he come up against Russell. Russell was hanging by a thread, but eventually Russell got the second place. Lando got third, and first was Oscar Piastri. That was a very easy, convincing win by Oscar Piastri. So for the overall weekend, Toto, what's your thoughts on the whole weekend regarding drivers, the Ferrari? I'll let you talk, and what's your thoughts on the next upcoming race, the third race of the triple threat, which will be in Jeddah.
But yeah, just to round off the weekend, I thought, regarding the practice session, Piastri at the strongest, come out of the practice sessions. The Ferraris, I was saying the practice and didn't really look as strong as it did in the qualifying. Leclerc got hang of the car really well. It was always Lewis, always falling behind. Like practice 2, Leclerc was 4th and Hamilton got 8th. So you can, and that's when they started doing the quali sims. So I mentioned in practice 2. That's when sometimes they do it in practice 3, practice 2, and they start doing their quali sims. And Hamilton just weren't getting used to the car. Hamilton's more better in the race, I would say. But you have to get him on the right tires, because when he was in them hard tires, he was getting absolutely nowhere. No, in them hard tires. But as soon as he switched to the mediums, he started gaining positions. He passed Max Verstappen, which is to me the highlight of the week. But yeah, just you can see there's a difference between the two of the drivers. Yeah, Leclerc's been there longer. He will have more use of the car. But Lewis, you got to give him at least a season or 2. I wouldn't say 2 seasons, but you got to give him at least a season to actually get.
I don't know about a season. I think you need to give him to the at least to Silverstone. And not as because there'd be no point then, because the new next year comes the new cars. So there's no point of giving him time. He needs to get it done now. Because at the end of the day, no one can rely on next season, because at the end of the day, it's going to be new cars, new regulations, new everything. The cars are going to be smaller, completely different cars. So he needs to, if he wants to win anything this year, what he needs to do is he needs to get in there. I know it's hard, because I remember when Schumacher went to Ferrari, Michael Schumacher went to Ferrari, it took him 4 years to win a world title. But Lewis ain't got 4 years. Lewis is 40 years of age. He hasn't got 4 years to wait around. He needs to get it sorted now, because if it carries on like this and it's going to be McLaren running away from it, he won't win a world title. So he'll have to wait till next year, and he's going to hope and pray that next year, when next year starts, it's all about Ferrari and Mercedes. And engine, because next year it's engine power, so that's usually probably going to go back to Mercedes and Ferrari. So, but all I'm trying to say, he just needs to get used to the car. I know it's hard for him. Like I said, he's been with Mercedes all his career. People say, "Oh yeah, but he was with McLaren." Yeah, it was with McLaren, but it was a Mercedes power unit. So he's always driven Mercedes. So yeah, man, it is what it is. But we'll see what happens. I agree with what Waniak says. It's going to be, so far, it's been a great season, and it's going to be a good season going forward. I can see it now. It's going to be a very good season. This is just the beginning. This week, we've got Jeddah. What do you like about Jeddah? I know we're going to talk about that on the Flaming Tarmac on Thursday. What do you think of Jeddah, Toto?
Jeddah's a power track.
Yeah.
It's another track that will suit McLaren.
Yeah.
To be fair. So hopefully Lando gets the best out of this track. But yeah, I just expect the McLarens to win next weekend. But yeah, just overall, Jeddah's a power track, and you can expect the likes of McLaren to thrive really, really well. But yeah, that's my brief thoughts.
So it's all good. We've got a good season this year. It's going to be a good season this year. It's going to be a good race this week. Just had a good weekend. Subscribers are going up. We're on 6,620. So we're on the way to 7K. And everything's looking good. Videos are looking good. Life is good. And that's it, man. Just stay positive, bro. Just stay positive. Just look up. People, the eyes are on us now. We work hard for this, We work hard for this, and this is what we get. You work hard, you get results. Remember, I always told you that. It may take longer than others, but we will get there, because this is what we love doing. So, big up to the man then. Big up to the woman then. Toto, anything to say before we leave? Plug in your channel and stuff like that.
Yes, go to my
Look at the
YouTube
camera,
channel,
bro.
Total
Look at the
Hammer.
camera, go.
Let's go to my YouTube channel, Total Hammer. Yeah.
Go on.
But,
Go on, Toto.
yeah, go to my YouTube. I do a lot of streams on there, sim racing.
Yeah.
Set a
Camera,
course,
bro.
F1.
Yeah.
My camera's in an awkward
Oh, yeah,
position,
go on
so
there. Go.
but yeah, set a course, F1. I do all that on my channel, so go check me out.
Big up, man. So go and check out Toto. This is our channel, Keep It Sport. This is our channel, by the way. Our channel, Keep It Sports, me and Toto's. But he's got his little side channel for his streaming. He's got F1 on there. He does F1 streaming. He does race streaming. He does the set of course of competition. Yeah, nah. He plays on the steering wheel. As you can see in the picture there, there's the steering wheel. Got the Fanatec going there, so he loves his sim racing. He's got his spare wheel in the back as well. See his spare chair in the back, so if he wants someone to go drive with him, he can go in the passenger seat, you get me? It is what it is. But anyway, big up to the man and big up to the woman then. See you probably tomorrow. Watch along tomorrow. Champions League watch along tomorrow and Wednesday as well. All on the channel tomorrow, no problem. See you later, guys. Big up to the man then, big up to the woman then. Put the intro on. Bye.
On the brakes, Leclerc has that inside line. Perez goes off the